Don't check everything, don't come back.
How to not check? Get the phone when they're supposed to be, so don't come back now. So why you say they ask for the donation is because of that distributed in the color. Because of the quality.
Life just start like that.
Yeah, start like this. So
is it only on YouTube you're going like?
I don't know. Let me tap that.
They open for you now, but you extend this.
Okay.
Extend down. You need to drag on both sides if you want. If you open and then drag on both sides.
White.
That's not saying that. That's nice. I can't really waste this money. We are a boy lost. No, I can't tell them. Like he did talk like very very comfortable, but in voice. You're like you know please speak. So that second one has open. Maybe when this one does a good talk, you'll still open for you. You'll still open for you. I hear you. You need to drag them. And I extend most times now.
Please going first.
How about it? Conference room.
I don't okay, I understand.
I need to read that.
Emmanuel. We used of everybody. These people, the person presenting, the stars, everybody.
No, figure it do that one. Figure it do that one.
This one,
No, figure it do that.
the picture.
Okay, which are the press for this mic video? Don't on no, but no they speak.
Yeah, go on the button for the back. But that's more
So you'll be here.
I want to switch.
Good morning, everybody. I said, good morning, everybody. Good morning, well. Good morning, well. All right, you say? Mr. What? Who sent you that one? Yeah? I knew your voices. All right. I hope you are ready and you are pumped for today's event. Know what I mean by pumped? Being excited. Because some of you, I don't trust your minds. So, I hope you are ready for today's event. Excuse me, sir. What are we having today, sir? Mentorship. Tell us together for that guy again. Question is simple, Abby. Clap, don't chip. Today we're having a mentorship session. Can anybody stand up and quickly say mentorship session 5 times fast? Just raise up your hand if you're confident. Raise up your hand if you're confident. No, are you practicing? No practice, you're cheating. If you are confident, raise up your hand. Mentorship session fast. Are you ready? 5. Are you ready to go? You're supposed to be OG for this thing now. Okay. Your trouble sister.
Tongue twister.
Okay, tongue twister. This one is not supposed to be a tongue twister now. It's supposed to be cheap. Okay. Cohort 7, this is your mentorship session. We have packed things for us today. Packed topics, building scalable products, personal branding for employability and career growth, effective collaboration across effective collaboration within cross-functional teams. Yeah, some of you are already inside of it now. And you're already giving report. Start calling, look at this person, this is what is happening, this is what he's doing. I don't know what to do, I don't know. Today you get some of these ideas. I even think that it's good that we started what we did early, so that today you will understand some of the things that we're talking about very well. Yeah? Especially when it comes to building scalable products and working across within cross-functional teams. And I mentioned the last one, personal branding for employability and career growth. That one, everybody really needs it. Yeah, I hope everybody is ready for these sessions today. If you're ready, say yeah. Yeah. This man, you know they when they talk, just square face. I say, if you're ready, say yeah. Yeah. Okay, so before we go ahead to do what we have to do, we are going to go to the first thing, which is our welcome note. And the welcome address briefly is going to be taken by our own very person. Someone say our very own person. Our very own person. Say very own person. Very own person. Put your hands together as we make welcome Yomi. Put your hands together for him.
Hi everyone. It's still morning. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be here. I'm always very excited. I think I've been here since Cohort 1, and it's so interesting to see how far we've grown, where we've come, and I mean, you guys should give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. So my name name is Yomi. I'm with the People and Culture team. Think of me as the talent acquisition specialist. So when it comes to branding, recruiting, bringing people into Cohort, I'm pretty much in charge, or I lead that particular department. So I am really excited about this. We'll be having a lot of wonderful conversations with everyone around. I mean, we have a lot of really distinguished guests here. Product manager, we also have a product designer as well. We also have the head of People and Culture. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting conversation. I really implore you guys to please listen as much as you can. Personal branding for employability is a very strong topic, because once you're done with this particular conversation, or done with this particular project or phase of your life, you would need as much branding as you can. Your CV can only take you so far. Your LinkedIn will only take you so far. However, the total package, your LinkedIn CV, how you present yourself, is what will really help you land the right job. Not just a job, the right job, and put you in the right career. So it is very important that you please listen to that conversation. Effective collaboration within cross-functional teams. I mean, we are all engineers, designers, so you're going to always want to work with everyone around. You're going to work with a lot of stakeholders. So, I mean, there's no other person to give a very interesting topic or give a breakdown on it. Even building scalable products. Some of you would even come out here. I'm sure you guys have started doing their projects. Yes, so some of you are going to build projects, and in fact, I didn't want to talk so much because we have a couple of things that you would see even when you're doing your project. Some of you will be interested, some of us might be interested in projects, and you never know what would pretty much be shaped, who will acquire it. So please take your projects as seriously as you can, because it's going to be a very interesting day. So please take it as seriously as you can. But nevertheless, I'm very happy that you're here. I'm sure that you guys will have a swell time discussing, asking questions. Please ask questions. Nobody ever died from asking questions. Ask as many questions as you can. And please feel free to even meet me or meet anyone of the team for any questions or anything you're not particularly clear about. But I wish you guys a wonderful mentorship session. I'm here, and I really hope that you guys will have a really great time. Thank you so much.
I don't like the way you guys are clapping. You wonder about the code. But if you don't want Okay. So he said that nobody died from asking the question, yeah, but you should understand the kind of question. The restroom is over there, there's another one here, an inside joke. So, very importantly, I see some of us with new books. Some of you are just sharing out the books from the back. That's very good. You have your pen. Please take notes. Your brain is not a machine. In fact, it can't hold as much as you think it can hold. Right? So bring out your pen and your books. So we are going straight to the first talk. We are doing effective collaboration within cross-functional teams. Okay, you are doing what? Effective collaboration within cross-functional teams. Some of you are already in the place where you would understand exactly what the things that our speaker is going to be speaking to us about today is all about. And I believe that we'll have a lot of questions for him. So I want us to pay good attention, right, to whatever he's going to be telling us today. Let me introduce that speaker to us. Our speaker is a product manager at Cohort, Dr. Uyi Osadolor. I try. He's a product manager at Cohort, where he leads the development of internal tools, innovation, and AI-driven products that power scalable fintech operations across multiple markets. Solutions in payments, risk and automation, driving significant efficiency gains and revenue growth. I've not stopped there. With a background in economics and demography, he is passionate about using data to solve complex problems and mentoring students and building a real world carriers. Put your hands together as you welcome Dr. Uyi.
Hi guys, good morning everyone. So I'm Uyi Sadolo. I think you tried to put the presentation very well actually. I'm a product manager at Cohort. I manage our internal admin dashboard, also lead the AI and innovation team in terms of product. Okay, so let's go straight to the slide. Alright, so I'll be taking us through effective collaborations within cross-functional teams. And I'll be coming from the perspective of a product manager or perspective of like a tech-driven organization. So when you look at this picture, what do you see? Everything about cross-functional teams rises and falls on a shared goal. If there is no shared goal, sales, marketing, design, engineering, whatever, would not function properly. So everybody is working in alignment to achieving a shared goal. So I'll just go on and introduce my topic. So what is cross-functional? What are cross-functional teams? What is cross-functional collaboration? This is the core question here, which I will attempt to answer today. So cross-functional collaborations are when people in different departments, these are people that have different skills, people that use different tools, people that have different ways of thinking. They come together to achieve a particular or a shared outcome or a shared goal. So you need to understand that when engineers set out to build things, like they set out to build, and then what their aim is to build a stable product or a stable feature. Design is coming, we want to build a user flow. Sales is coming with their own also. We want this particular thing, our merchants are disturbing us with this. They want this, they want this, they want this. However, if all these needs are not connected to a particular shared goal, everybody is going to achieve the results in isolation. And when you achieve results in isolation, you find out that you people have just succeeded in building something that nobody wants. Except it's connected to the bigger vision of the shared goal, which everybody has set out to achieve from the beginning. It will just fall apart. So like I said here, effective collaboration can never be achieved or cannot be achieved if as a team there is no shared goal. Sales can come and say, our merchants they want this. You as engineers, you don't know what the company vision is, you just go ahead and start implementing. Then the guy that is the product designer also goes ahead to design a user flow that is not even backed up by data or backed up by feedback from sales team because there is no connecting factor. At the end, you find out that you build products that nobody wants to use, but you just succeeded in building products. You've been successful as individuals, but as the collective, you have messed up. When you ship out to the market, nobody's using your product. You're wondering what's happening. That's the effect of when the cross-functional team is not effective. Next slide, please. So I'll be sharing 3 key challenges. These are like 3 key challenges that any team, be it tech team, be you anywhere, as long as you're working across departments, these 3 key challenges is what typically anyone will face. So like I tell you, like the reality of cross-functional teams. As a PM, I work across a whole lot of things. I work across sales, I work across engineering, I work across marketing, I work across compliance, I work across design. And I have to manage all these people because everybody has their own, what they call it, specialty, and they're like kings in their own field. And then you're trying to bring them together to achieve one goal, which is what the business value and business outcome. Again, if anything you are building does not result in revenue for the business, it doesn't push the business forward, you are wasting your time. And that's the truth. So that's why we cannot build in isolation. There's compliance there to guide us so we are not violating government rules. There's merchant success and sales tell us, merchants are requesting for this thing, so we need to build it properly. There's the designer there and there's the engineer there to carry out implementation. And why the product manager is there to bring all these ideas together, think through the solution with everybody on the team, and then we agree that this is what we want to achieve. and then we go ahead and then ship out these things. And that's the only way we can actually achieve what we call a proper simulation. So the first challenge of cross-functional teams is different priorities. Everybody has different priorities. For the engineers, it's their own feature they are building, stability of that particular feature. For the salesperson, is I want this particular product, or this customer wants this particular product, and we want it sharply, speed. And for the designer, it's about user flow for them. For compliance, it's about not breaking government laws. So everybody has like a whole different priority. But for the business, is will this thing bring us revenue? Will this thing bring us growth? And so if everybody is building in isolation and nobody is coming together to what they call it to what the shared goal is, you will all just build. Locally you have won, but globally you have failed. So that's what different priorities speaks to. Communication gaps. Everybody speaks different languages. If engineering they speak in technical terms. Design, they speak in user flows. Sales, speed, timelines. Everybody's speaking their different languages. So that's why it's important that you understand what everybody is saying, and that's what brings that's one of the important roles that the product manager plays, bringing everybody together and ensuring that we are aligned. And lastly, another challenge of cross-functional teams is misaligned goals. Like I said, if everybody is optimizing, like let's say the engineer or the designer is optimizing or designing for his own metrics, not the shared metrics or everybody, or like not star that everybody wants to achieve. The designer is doing for his own metrics, and then engineer is also doing to achieve his own OKRs at the end of the month, and then also the sales also doing to achieve their own OKRs without focusing on the North Star. The North Star here is the shared goal. You will have challenges, and those are like the key 3 challenges that cross-functional teams face across the board. Next slide. Like I said now, the PM as the connector. Everything here rises and falls on the PM. If a product has been worked on by engineering and it has been shipped out and it's not translating into revenue, the first point of attack is the PM, because they will assume, you didn't think this thing through. So engineering, sales, marketing, data, legal, ops, everything is in parts. Engineering is in parts, designers in parts, compliance in parts. So what we are doing is trying to make the whole thing connected and make the finished product a better one. Next slide, please. So what I've learned so far from my experience, I'll tag them the 4 principles of effective cross-functional teams. For you to achieve to work among yourselves effectively, I think the most important thing is clear communication. Again, yes, I always tell people to overemphasize communication. Why? Because it's just like a relationship, a guy and a lady, and you guys talk once in a while, maybe once in every 4 business days. There will be problems, because again, like a lot of assumptions will be made when you don't communicate. And what's the foundation of assumptions? It leads to lots of problems, because you are assuming now, because we are not communicating. I just assume. I might not talk to you for 4 days, and the assumption might be I'm sick or something, and then my own this might be like, I'm even tired of you. That's in terms of relationship. So it also translates here in this case when you talk about sharing context to your engineers. So it's important that you share this context and overshare the context so everybody is aligned. Because again, you be able to avoid excuses and avoid surprises. Nobody is surprised, and there must be constant communication throughout the period in which you are building this product. So it's not that at the beginning you share clear communication and then leave it like that. There are weekly, in fact daily updates in case anything changes or in case there are new aspects of the features the customers don't want and we need to upgrade it to something else. So that's why clear communication is important. Secondly, shared goals. I anchor every team member to the same why. It's important that everybody working on a particular project knows the why if you don't know the why, you definitely build what nobody wants. Again, like this saying that if purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if the purpose of why you are trying to build something is not known, I don't know the purpose you are building, you don't know the purpose. Everybody's just going to build according to what the purpose is. So it's important that we share the why, and everybody knows why you are doing it. And then when you go separately and work, you understand the why, so you are working to achieve that why. So that's why sharing goals is important. Thirdly, mutual respect. So you need to understand that every team member's contribution is valid. And the fact that I'm the PM does not make me the ultimate, the ultimate basin of knowledge. Everybody on the team has equal contribution rights, and you need to treat everybody with that much respect. Again, if people are sharing ideas and you know this idea is not going to ban, listening to them. It's very important you listen to them. That's where empathy comes in. Listen to them. Even if the thing is rubbish, just listen. At the end, you just give, why don't you think we should go this way? This is the reason why. So, telling them that respectfully, you will make them think that the idea actually is coming from them, not even from you. So that's like the way most times the PM persuades other team members. Like, I ensure that when I'm like sharing, like before I come and let's discuss a problem, I've gone ahead to think of what the possible solution for this to be like. And then when I'm not guiding the team into the meeting and sharing, this is what we're trying to solve, and this is what we're trying to solve, and then I start to throw pointers at my own solution of what I think it should be. And then when everybody now starts speaking, they start speaking towards the pointers I've thrown earlier. And then in some cases, when the design goes back and does the design and the user flow shows the user experience, we come back to the framework and we see it and we're like, we didn't think through this solution properly. We can change here, we can change here, we can change here. If I don't respect his opinion, I'll say no, do it my way. We'll continue and we'll build, and they won't ship out. I'm the only one using it, nobody's using it with me. So that's how you need to respect everybody's contribution, very important. And then lastly, agile workflows. Agile workflows just simply means breaking down complex work into simpler work, and so you can easily work faster, iterate, make mistakes, and then correct your mistakes and move faster. So it's just simply breaking complex work into simpler tasks and then working faster that way. So that's what the agile process speaks to. Lastly, I think I'll just be next slide, please. So I'll just be concluding with key takeaways from how we can build effective cross-functional team. Firstly, I said always connect work to a shared purpose the whole team can believe in. The why is very important. If the why is not known, you are not building anything. If the reason why you want to build a solution is not known, you guys are making progress but no actual contribution to people or society or to any business problem you're trying to solve. Secondly, make ownership crystal clear before execution begins. Everybody needs to know where they stand. The engineer needs to know, I'm working here. The front end needs to know it's working on the front end. The back end needs to know you are managing the back end. The QA engineer needs to know, you are the one going to test this when we are done. The product designer needs to know, I'm the one designing the user workflow and all that. The PM comes also with the PRD and scoping of the solution for the problem. So everybody needs to know where they stand, because again, when we know our individual roles, we are able to connect it to the why. And when you're able to connect that dot, that's when you're able to produce products that are scalable. Keep communication, thirdly, keep communication open, honest, and consistent across all functions. Like I said before, communication is very important. There's nothing like you're oversharing context. Again, I prefer that you overshare context, so at the end, nobody is surprised, like, this part, we missed it out. Because again, when you are building, or when the designer has shared user flow, and the front end is implementing the UI, and back end is working on the APIs, sometimes like when we get stuck at some point and we find out that sometimes these things might not be feasible, we might go about it in another way. But if it doesn't share that context, front end might just go ahead, implement the UI, back end comes, those APIs are different from what's on the front end. And then when you now try to connect those APIs to the front end, you find out that the APIs are failing. The API calls are all failing, the endpoints are all failing, and then you come back to the drawing board, you have wasted time. You are frustrating the life of the team, and that's different. Because doing something over and over again, you retire and set a machine or that. Even AI says sometimes they vex when you ask them too many questions. Sorry, go back please. Alright, so fourthly, create space for teams to reflect, improve, and grow together. So there's a culture that we have here. We always have sessions to reflect at the end of every quarter. You can call anybody out, nobody's fighting anybody, tell anybody, these are the issues I had, and like that. And then that way we to clear it up. And then we also have to accept this question: what can we do to make our experiences better? What can we do to work better? So based on all these feedbacks, then we now use to improve the coming quarter, and that way we keep getting better and better as a team. Lastly, recognize and celebrate collaboration, not just individual inputs. So it's important to celebrate the team, not just the individuals in the team, not just the engineers separately or the designers separately. Everybody, yes, has contributed to building this product, like one by one, they all contributed. But it's important that you celebrate people as a team. Reason being that when I start to celebrate people individually, when people are now doing their work, they now try to also just meet up their OKRs and forget about the general team's shared goals. So that's why it's important that you celebrate yourself as a team instead of as an individual. Because when you start celebrating as an individual, everybody now wants to outshine everybody. But when you celebrate as a team, everybody wants to shine. Everybody's going to shine. But when you celebrate as individuals, only one person or two persons is shining. And then the other people can say, okay, you're not shining, I'm concerned with the work. And imagine the what do you call it, the designer does like the user flow and then sends it to the engineer and he doesn't implement anything. His user flow is not useful. Except somebody's using it. So that's why we need to celebrate as a team and not as individuals. Thank you. That's all. Do I have any questions?
Yeah, please, we need questions.
If you have any questions for me, that's fine. If you're shy also, you can come and meet me. Okay, please go ahead. Alright, take it.
Morning, everyone. So my question here is, how do we deal with team members who are not pulling their weight, like they're not pulling in the
All right. Thank you for that question. I think I also have like a similar experience of team members that are, in fact, you need upgrade, I've done everything. And that's the truth. Like, I don't go to visit them in the hospital when they are sick, but yeah, they'll still not put their weight. Well, I think one thing you can do as a team, what I adopted initially was I tried to use some other person. Let me use a back-end example now. So I had to use like somebody that's always there to try to cover for that person. So that we don't lag behind as a team, because again, we rise and fall as a team. So even if you complete your OKRs and I don't complete my own, it stands up. You average it at the end and give us the score. So you fail, I'll fail. So what I did initially when I started as a product manager was, that's what I was doing. I was substituting the guy that knows the work for somebody. And I did that for 2 quarters. We tried, we wouldn't have get 100% but I just now realized that it wasn't a good approach. Somebody's not trying to pull their weight, somebody's trying to pull the team down. The best thing is to follow what they call it. There's a line of escalation. Yeah, it's a line of escalation. So the best thing, you will push it to their manager, tell them know that, this person is actually not putting his weight on this team. So you are giving him, you've spoken to him, you've advised him, you've said things just to make the person happy, and if it's not working, and then you escalate, and that's the best thing, just escalate to your managers. And then if the manager speaks to them, and then they still do not change, you know that definitely they are way out of the organization. That's the business, right? But again, I try to address these things by talking to you personally, following you up, trying exhausting all means before I escalate. Yeah, thank you.
What was the answer? Any other questions? We need more here.
Sorry, sir, you mentioned something about the goal greater than
The what? Okay, yes. Okay, so when I was saying the whole greater than the past, I said as individuals, there's so much we can achieve as individuals. But as a whole, we can achieve more. So that's what I mean by the whole is greater than the individual. Because I'm just saying, like, if the designer goes ahead to work on the user flow and the engineer has refused to implement it, what he has done is consistent. Nobody's using it. You're not generating money for the company. It becomes a problem. Or when the engineer is ready to implement, there's no design for the front end to implement. There's no API for the front end guy to connect. Individually, we have succeeded, but as a whole, what has happened? We have failed. So it's just like me saying, oh, I want to solve the engineer's problem. As an individual, there's little I can do, but as a whole of all of us, there's much we can contribute. So that's what I mean by the individual greater than the whole. Next question, please.
Yeah, before you ask, let me just try to let you emphasize on that point where somebody is not pulling their weight in the team.
Yeah.
And somebody is trying to cover him up. We are trying to patch. What happens to the general team here when that happens?
Okay, so the situations like that, when you are trying to patch it, you find out that somebody that's not trying to do their weight, they are bringing with them a culture. So that's why I said, when I try to use somebody to substitute for them, so you share the culture across the team that it's okay if you don't do your weight, somebody else will assist you. I did that for 2 quarters. Yes, I was able to take the OKRs to 100%. But I realized that, oh, I don't need to spread the culture that I cannot manage on the long run. It was a short-term, solution to a long-term problem. So the best thing was escalate it and tell them that this guy cannot work on this team. Because again, we are not trying to build people that some people are laid back and some people are pushing. If everybody is not pushing, remove the cancer and let the others move forward. And that's my ideology moving forward. There's a problem, cut it off and let it go. After you have spoken, you have appealed, what else can you do? You have even prayed for them. And it's not working. Just let them go. That's the only way.
Okay, so, my question is that part where you said celebrate as a team.
Yeah.
So I love that you said something about if an individual is being celebrated, it can make others feel like, okay, you know better than they do, stuff like that, like leave the work for that person.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw more light on that. And when should we celebrate as a team? When does that come?
Okay, so let's say we are working on the project. Like I said, like we are working on the project. Our goal is to build a car. And then everybody has like different parts. Somebody is building the engine, somebody is building somebody is getting tires, somebody is getting batteries, somebody is getting plugs and all that. So let's say the biggest task there is fixing of the engine. And then we end up at the end of the whole thing, the car is working. Again, if there is no plug in that car, you try to start the car, it will not work. As little as plugs are, so maybe the person that fixed the plug now, he wants to downplay his own art in building that car and then uplift the guy that installed the engine or that manufactured the engine's parts. Again, it can be like, oh, we celebrate the guy with the engine and then the guy that did the plug, we don't. It does breed a culture that since this guy is the only guy that's celebrating this place, let all of us be leaving the work for him, let him be doing it. So it's just to build a culture of people aligning to one side. But again, when you come and you celebrate everybody, the guy that did the battery, the guy that did the plugs, the guy that did the tires, the guy that did the body, you celebrate us as a team. When we come back again, what do we want to do? We want to achieve success again as a team and not as individuals. Because again, when you achieve success as a team and you're successful as a team, you are successful as individuals. But when you are successful as individuals and your team members are failing, you are not successful as a team. So the teamwork part of the cross-functional collaboration we have failed. I don't know if you get my point. Yeah. So it's very important. Okay, please go ahead.
Now you said make ownership started before starting.
Yes.
So is it that the project is owned by one person? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so when I say make ownership crystal clear at the beginning of execution of the project, is everybody knows the part they are playing in achieving the goal that we have set out to achieve from the beginning. So everybody knows the part they are playing to achieve the why, which is the shared goal. If you don't know what the part you are going to play in building like a particular product, like let me use the car example also. You don't know the part you are playing. So when all of us gather around and want to build the car, we're just looking. I don't know whether I'm the one fixing the engine. I don't know whether I'm the one fixing the blocks. I don't know whether I'm the one fixing the tires. At the end, you don't achieve anything because you don't know the why and you don't know the purpose. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I think it's like for a project, everybody knows that okay, product designer is supposed to do this and do that. So like, how does that make you saying you don't know what they're supposed to do?
People might not know. That's why I told you like so imagine product designer want to build a dashboard, and the product designer goes ahead to build a dashboard, but there's no guiding document by the product manager. So what's he building? His dashboard or the dashboard we want to use for our customers. He's building his dashboard because at the end when you build your dashboard, you will use your dashboard, and then there's no revenue for the company. So the fact that you're a product designer does not necessarily mean that when we want to work on a particular feature, you know exactly, you have a general idea of what we want to build, but you know the specific idea of what our customers what they requested for, based on feedbacks from maybe merchant success or from our data. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
And you would. Okay, last question.
Last question.
Can you based on goals, what about if the goal of the project like changes at the last minute? How can that like tackle it? Would you go up with the goal of implementing?
Okay, you know when I was sharing, I said agile workflows break complex projects into simpler modules. When you break them into simpler modules and you find out that at a point or at a particular point the objective of it is changing, it's easier to just iterate and rework it than when you pick up the whole. This is like you're building a house and you decide to lay the blocks from ground floor to third floor without even finishing the first floor and decking and then moving. When you encounter a problem or you are finished, you bring down the whole house and start afresh. You have wasted time. All right, thank you very much, guys. For
Thank you so much. All right, we still have time to meet Mr. Awi later on to ask more questions. I believe a lot of you still have questions. We're going on to the next thing now. Somebody say next thing. Now this is the Dixon address. Over the years, we've gotten Dixon speak to us. I always anticipate listening to Mr. Dixon speak to us, and he's here today. This is the founder of Cohort.
Less than usual. It's less than it. So you carefully selected this class. That's why I see. Hold on. I know this place very well. I know some of our alum are with you now. I know this guy very well. You're an alum now. No? You're not an alum. But you were in that meeting in my office. Yes, you're a facilitator. I know all of them. Hold on. Who is 15 years old here? 16. No, don't be shy. I do it every time. 16. 16. Put your hands together for her. So you've just written your wife now. You've not even written your wife. You've just written your wife. So you just got it for secondary school. 17. See, sorry, I know why it's weird. It's weird because how will I put it? In Nigeria, our culture, people don't like telling their age, especially women. Then people that are now old will now feel like one house. People that are now old will now feel like I'm too old to be in this
your class. But just do the test and I'll explain to you why we are doing this test. So 17. Good. We only class for 16, I'm sorry, 17. 18. So 17, you just finished school too. Or you finished. What secondary school did you go to? Eh? Great, okay. 18. It's like it's as if you just arrange yourself like this. 18. So you're not in uni yet. When you're in uni. You're not in uni yet. 19. They're not becoming plates. Uni or no uni? Anybody in uni? Okay. 20. Uni or no uni? Anybody in uni? No uni yet. Uni. What school? Mountain top. Mountain of Fire. Mountain of Fire. What about you? You look like a designer. Are you a designer? Front end. That head designer is sorry to say, what are those? You're a designer. Even in my head of design, they have, as I said, designers have that thing that they always do with their head. 21, 22, 23, 24. So it seems like the class is more younger. It's a lot younger than usual. 24, 25. 24, did you go to uni? No uni yet. Or uni? Or school? You have a tech. You're an engineer. You're an engineer. Okay. Yeah. Product design. See, I got this one wrong. Very wrong. You look like back-end. Back-end engineer. Okay, 25. 26. 26. Did you go to uni? No, yes. Okay, 26. Uni. What uni? That's engineering. What engineering, right? Okay, back in the day. What did you study last year? Good, plant science. 27. Uni. What last one? 9. Oh, Taishola. Oh, yes. Okay, nice. Then, anybody go 27, 28? 28? What do you mean? Novena, East. Novena, what? Oh, yeah. Eh? Can you guys be quiet? Eh? Oh, okay, nice. Okay. Then that's 28, right? 29? 30. How long have you been in the corps? 4 months.
Yes.
Really? Yes. And you're graduating in 2 months.
Yes.
Okay, so all of you on that line lack discipline. This last line is, except maybe it's your guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Except that last guy. 4 of you lack serious discipline. Because I'm standing here talking to you and you're just laughing. Now, to be laughing while I'm talking. I really hope that that's what it is. So, the oldest in this class is 29. 30. Who? They are not here. They are not here. Okay, the normal class we have, the oldest like 35, 36. Okay, now, I have one good news for you. All of you are age mates. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, who wants to make it make sense? Yeah. God bless you. Say it out loud. Because you are learning. Does anybody have another view? Anybody have a different view? Okay, he's actually very, very, very spotted. So she's 16. He's 28. If you come into this class and you think that you are older, or you come into this class and you think that you are too young, you have lost out. You are all equal. Nevertheless, she's the luckiest person here. She's luckier than every of you because she has what? Time. She might not make the mistakes some of you have made. But at this junction of life, all of you are what? Equal. And the common denominator
That's the meaning of equality. That something can divide all of you. When you say we're all equal in this way, something can divide all of us through that is learning. So today, normally I'm supposed to do this on your orientation. So just imagine everything I'll say today that I said it to you today you started. I wish you had heard it before you started. Some of you came from different backgrounds, right? Some people might have come from a wealthy family. Some people might have come from a poor family. Correct? Some people might not. In fact, there was one of our class that the lady does not have transport to be. I'm sure there will be that will be some people's reality in this class. That they don't even have transport to come to the class, back to back to back. Is that the reality of anybody here? Yes. Okay. Now let's go into today proper. What's your best? Who has the best animal and why is that animal their best animal? Anybody like dog? Cat? Parrot? Why? Very smart parrot. Okay. Two more people. And dog. Why? They are very loyal. I'm a dog guy, so I love dogs. They are very loyal. Lion. Why? The aura. You know. Now, any other. Rhino, why? Cats, why? They are what? Cats are fearless. Okay. I would think that a cat, because a cat has 9 lives. That's what I would think. But fearless, okay. Alright. Now, see how God creates things. God creates things. Again, every single person here is here to learn, including myself. While we were speaking, I was learning some new things. So everybody is here to learn. Now, is it possible that we can draw correlation from animals, that we can then learn some basic principles of nature and why God has created those animals, such that we can apply them into our own life as principles? Who knows what a principle is? A principle is a constant key. If I throw this mic, what will happen? If I like, let me be Christian or Muslim, what will happen? If I like, let me be white or black, what will happen? Igbo or Yoruba, what will happen? So what is this constant? Gravity. It is constant. Principles are constant. Is there a possibility that there could be a constant that is applicable to human, animals, things, and everything? Is that possible? Yes. So my job this morning is to draw out that correlation for you. To make you see a correlation from an animal and see how it is highly applicable in our life. So the animal I'll be speaking to you about today, guess what the animal is? Dog. Okay, go ahead. Goat. What else? Wolf. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you about the eagle. And I'll be speaking to you about 3 principles of the eagle. Now, by the way, there is a full lesson you can learn from the lion. You know, the only animal God equated himself to is what? Lion of the tribe of Judah. You know, they fear anybody. Do you understand? But we're not here to talk about fearlessness. You are not on that level yet. You should be fearing at this your level. It's on my level that I should be a lion. So, and there could be a whole sermon around being a dove. Right? The only animal the Holy Spirit equated himself to was what? Gentle dove. Right? So there could be a whole sermon around that. No. But today, we want to talk about the eagle. Because also in the Bible, the eagle was the animal God represented his messengers with, which are amount of wings like eagle. So let's look at what the eagle is. If you've ever heard of the eagle, can we just list what you know about the eagle randomly, never right or wrong? What's eyesight? Strength. Let's go. Storage. Sorry. Go ahead. Swift. Strong. Okay, that's good. Now, fearless. That's part of it. Feel free to write, because what I will teach you today is a principle that will complete any segment of life: white, black, young, old, Igbo, Hausa, all short. It is a principle. And if you don't obey a principle, you will be at the short end of the principle. Number one principle of being an ego. The first characteristic, number one, without this, there is no possibility of being an ego. There is no possibility of being a messenger to be used. It's number one, you must catch a vision. The eagle is the only animal that can see underwater from the sky. Let us sink in again. Someone mentioned eyesight here, right? The only animal that can see a fish from under the water from the sky. Now, how does this translate to you starting out your journey, all of us? You can't come here and look at yourself like a 16-year-old lady and expect to get a different result. There is what we call the fact of a situation. Then there is what we call the truth of a situation. Let me ask you a question. Today, you might not be rich. Is that true? What is that? A fact. Tomorrow, will you be rich? Probably. I have failed if somebody answered probably in this class. Because when you answer probably, that means you have not still seen it. You have not still seen it. So we must make sure that every new class now will not start without my sermon and my lesson. It's a fundamental flaw for me that someone can grasp a future where they are not different from the way they are today. So you might not be wealthy today. You might not have everything you have. That's a fact. But that's not your truth. Your truth is what you believe. Your truth is what you believe. So, and that truth you believe is because you saw what? Something. Miles Monroe said the worst thing that can happen to a man is not death. Is what? A man without vision. What is vision then? Vision is just a picture of the future you want to achieve for yourself. A place you see for yourself. So as I am a young girl, if I look at myself as a young girl, I have killed myself. I don't see myself. If you ever want to be a mother, at 16, you must start naming your children. Is that not wild? At April 30, 2010, I had written a 20 years plan. 20 years plan. Because 2010, I was 10, I was 20 years old. In the 20 years plan, my G-Wagon, black on black, was written there. My company, I did not know the name would be Cora, but I know it would be international, was written there. So you cannot live your life looking at yourself and living your life based on what you see. That is a fool. You are living your life based on facts. You must live your life based on what? Your truths. Your truths can only be gotten from what you see. So my first question to you to understand your vision is, where is your eyes? Where's your eyes? Where's your eyes? No. Your eyes is here. This is not where your eyes is. This is not your eyes. What you see through here is what? Facts. What you see through here is what? So if someone here comes and tells you that I'll be bigger than Dixon someday in the future, do you think with your normal eye, what will you tell him? Go here. That is what you can see. You are seeing somebody wearing a white and jean, and you say this woman cannot be anything. It's the same question we ask, can a child from Ajekule build a startup that will be worth millions of dollars? If you ask you to do, what will you say? No. When will he get the funds? How will he do it? How will she do that? Everything is going to be what? No. Because you are walking by what? So you must switch anything you care about to never see it with your eye. You're going into a relationship with a boy. Why look at them with the eyes? He's tall, he has money, he speaks well, not bad. Look at that thing differently with the mind. Where is he taking us to? Will this one survive if there is issue? How will he handle wahala? You see, things that cannot be seen is more real than things that can be seen. So you must invoke the power of imagination to be able to see yourself. If you came into this class from the first day and you never saw yourself graduating, I promise you, you will not graduate. If you get a job today and you never see yourself, when I'm saying see yourself, it's not you close your eye, I say you see it in your mind, you come down, you write it, you paste it on your wall and say, I will be the CTO in a multi-million-dollar company in 10 years. You see it. That is what an ego is. Do you know how crazy it is to be in this kind? Me now, if I remove my eyeglass now, I cannot see your face. You could be the eyeglass. Do you know how wild it is to be up there and see a fish that is inside water? So, people wonder what God was telling Abraham, for those of you that are Christian, as far as your eye can see. Do you think God was telling Abraham as far as this eyes can see? It's as far as your head can carry. So, you are limited, number one, by what? The power of your vision. If you see yourself as a 16-year-old, if you see yourself as a 17-year-old, you see yourself as an 18-year-old, you see yourself as a small child, guess what? You will remain a small child forever. If you see yourself as poor, you see yourself as somebody that maltreats you, you see yourself as somebody that can't afford the laptop, what do? You will remain there forever. So the first attribute of an ego is seeing what is not as though it was. So you must see, you must believe, and you must write, even though you are broke. Even though you don't have anything in your pocket, you must join the curve from the first day and say, who is the most successful people that have finished from the curve? Where are they working? Guess what? You go write the company name and say, I will get a job here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If none of you have done that, you lack vision. What did the highest person score? Give it to me. I will repeat it. Where is the success stories of these people in tech? Why must I even work only in Nigeria? Can the people working in Facebook, Amazon, Google, do they have 2 heads? I heard tech bros are buying car. Go to
3 years, do my own. You have to be that level of, you have to have that precision. Because if you cannot see it, you can never get it. Who knows what they call the law of attraction? Let me explain it to you. If you come out of your house and you're wearing a red shirt, and I said, nice lady, beautiful red shirt. Do you know what I've done? I've popped up red shirts in your mind. Guess what? Everywhere you go that day, anybody wear red shirt, you will know. Have you realized it's only the car your father has that you notice on the road? You can't notice the car your father has. It's the ones that your father has. Why? Why? Attraction. Now, let me tell you how crazy this life works. Life is more spiritual than physical. You cannot catch an opportunity you don't have a vision for. Impossible. Feel free to write that down. That's a Dixon original. You cannot catch an opportunity you don't have a vision for. It's impossible. It's practically impossible. See, I started my tech journey at the age of 27. For many of you that are looking at 28 like you are, I started at 27. At 27, I had written my vision. Of course, I had failed a lot of times. Now, they gave me a job offer to work for free in the United Nations. Another company in Nigeria was offering me 300,000. But in my vision, I wrote what? I want to work in multinational, international. I took international internship free over paid job. What will make you do that? Vision is thinking far. What is your name? Jane original. Vision is what? Thinking far. Thinking very far. You don't look at things that are today. This decor you are seeing, this man can go and get a job for $10,000. This lady can go and get a job. All these facilitators they are seeing here, they believe in the vision I sold them that one day this will be a university. It will be an institute of technology, and it will be the biggest institute of technology that will graduate the best people that will create solutions that will solve Africa's problem through technology. That's the vision of the core. For now, it's a training ground. This is what we are calling beta test. We might run it for 5 years before we upgrade. It will have a full center. Do you think he's working for Zana? Do you think she's working? He's working with Sister Vision. He's a co-founder. She's a co-founder. Do you understand? So they took a narrow road that is more painful because they see that future of that university that will become a big deal. Same with these guys. So, if you don't have vision, you are as good as a walking corpse. And you can have various visions for various things. It can be yes, for family. The reason why a young girl will follow a young boy that is hanging his trouser and doesn't know where he's going, but she doesn't also know where she's going. The reason why a boy will be looking for every kind of small girl around is because he doesn't know where he's going to. If you know where you are going and you are seeing it clear, you know who does not fit in. You look at him, yeah, I know who does not fit in. Second characteristics of an ego after vision. The ego is out there, it has seen. But have you ever thought of what it takes to be out there? Do you understand what it takes to be up there in the first place? So then sight. Yes. So number 2 characteristics of an ego is that the ego loves challenge. And again, it's easy for me to speak to you because I'm not in your reality. But for some of you, your reality is tough. Some of you lost a parent. Some of you lost them. In fact, in one of our last class, the parents died while the student was in the class.
Some of you don't even live in your house. Some of you have been abused. Some of you are broke. Some of you have terrible background. So maybe they chased you away from the house. Your uncle is fighting you. You've not spoken to your mother for years. Some ladies here might have been abused. I understand that. And guess what? That is part of the challenge life has given you. They gave me a separate one. They gave you a separate one. That's life. However, there is no human being that does not have challenge. See everybody here, if everybody truly opened their mouths, some people so that better than some, but everybody has challenge to your different capacity. But the most important thing is how do you react to the challenge? There's some of you that will be broke and you can easily just make an excuse of I can't go to class. Some might say, yes, I'm broke and I can't go to class, but I will do my best. If I can trek, let me trek and go there. If I can borrow, if I can do one or two things, let me do it. Do you think everybody that made it was easy for them? It was not. It was not easy for everybody. It was challenging, of course, to different degrees, like I said, to different degrees. Some people's own life dealt them a terrible hand. When I say terrible, lost both parents, going from auntie's house to uncle's house. If you give them 2,000 naira, they will celebrate. I understand that. But one thing you must understand is that for you to be seated here or here, then there is a window of opportunity. And so, what makes the ego different is that where there is wind blowing like this, the ego has the capacity to raise its wings and face it. And we must note that egos don't flock together. Do you know why? Let me explain this principle very well when we talk about egos loving challenge. The highest height a chicken can fly is up here. Up here. A pigeon, maybe times 4. Hawk, maybe times 10. Eagle is flying times 1,000. Like 2,000 kilometers in this, like up there. You know, sometimes you don't even see an eagle with your eye when it's flying. Do you think the air up there, a chicken can breathe there and survive? So some of you are eagles, or your friends are chicken. You want to carry your friend to fly high, so your friend is pulling you down. I made the mistake. I carried my friend, joined him in the startup, wanted to take him to the sky. The higher we go, the less he can breathe. The higher we go, the less he can breathe. Eagles don't fly in flocks. Eagles are not pepela and what they call it, dove or bird. They don't fly together. Eagles fly alone. Because the challenge up there is not something that. So how then do eagles do it? Eagles encourage each other while flying alone. They know that the battle is personal, but they seek support. So in your class or in your journey or your career, your learning and your development is 100% alone. However, you can go to collect what? Motivation. Jane, what are you doing right? After she tells you what she's doing right. You can't go and stand and marking hands. If Jane left me, you did your assignment, I didn't do my own. Is Jane your father? You go to Jane for motivation, you get out and you focus on what? Your independence journey. So every ego knows that their growth and how high they fly is 100% dependent on them. And guess what? It is alone. What I am teaching you is a principle of life. My friend cannot fly. Our bishop used to say what? 20 friends cannot play together for 20 years. He means it. I didn't understand it when I was a covenant. I understood it later. Because none of my friends can jointly, I can't fly with the type of friends I used to have before. So as you start becoming diligent and serious, now let me explain in layman terms what flight is. Flight simply means take off of your career. You have joined the curve. Do you know what it means by joining the curve? You jumped to this fence. Meanwhile, being in a place like Cohort, Flutter Wave, Paystack is like times 10 of this building. So the second you jump here, your fellow chicken friends, chicks, and small hens will be struggling to come here and be calling you, Jane, come down. Let's continue playing our video game. Jane, come down. There's a nice party. Jane, come down. Can't you see that the boys are coming? Meanwhile, you are supposed to be doing what? Taking flight. So taking flight is changing levels. You jump the curve, that's a new flight. At the curve, what do? You leave everybody behind and pace forward to be the best in the curve. That's another flight. After you finish, you might not get job, which is part of the challenge. What do? You keep looking for projects. You keep changing height in principle while you expect the result. The moment you focus on changing height and focusing on the challenge, all your friends drop. The ones that will remain will be what they call soulmates. Because few times you have a friend that is also an equal. Very rare. Very rare. I have all my friends are equals. Today, not 20 years ago. I still had friends that were chickens. But they dropped. But all my friends today, high flyers, CEO, big US, CEO, Paystack, CEO, high flyers. As you rise, you now mix in new circles. Before you were not in this circle, you've met each other. Then you change circle. You jump to the new eagle section. You jump to the new eagle. You jump. Before you know what, the circle keeps getting what? Smaller. And this one you are 50 something. The next circle you will jump, you'll be 18. Next circle you'll be 10. Next circle you'll be 5. Till you stand on the circle and fly and see you and alone. So eagles do what? Face their challenge. The challenge could be tougher for him. It could be lesser for you. But guess what? They face their challenge. Lastly, for an eagle, and this one is a non-negotiable, is insane focus. Insane focus. Those are the three key characteristics of an eagle. Vision, ability to face challenge, and focus. Now, let's look at the eagle. Who has watched the video? When you go home today, watch an eagle getting a prey. You know what happens? Eagle takes off, stays around. When he sees the fish in the water that is going to get, do you know what he does? If you see the speed that it's using, it's like a straight line. Eagles, when they attack their prey, they don't bend like this. Every eagle goes like this. Hits inside the water. Next thing you see, 1 minute is out. Which means that I can see the future. I have faced the challenge. But I must what? I must learn to attack my prey with focus. Now, the three principles I just taught you are the three principles of an aeroplane. That is where the aeroplane design was gotten from. You take off. You face the wind. But before the plane take off, do you know that every plane that take off already has a destination? What's that destination in this lesson? Vision. No plane takes off without what? Destination. So before they take off, they have what? Destination. When they get in the sky, there must be there's no aeroplane. The way you enter with top place, no, it's impossible. They face it head on. And guess what? In landing, what's the most critical thing to land the plane? Is focus. Focus on where? The railway, the destination. Focus on the vision. This is the principle that was used to design an aeroplane. aeroplane. Now they can use it to design an aeroplane. How much more your own life? So, in your journey, before you take off to anything, you should know what you expect as the destination. Some of you join the corps without writing what you expect out of the corps. What do you want 5 years from now? What do you want 10 years from now? What kind of family do you want to build? What kind of business do you want to build? What kind of thing do you want to do? Write it down.